The second place car, Casey Kane, has just made a green flag pit stop with 114 laps to go.
Bad news is he's got to stop one more time. He can't run that far on fuel unless there's a lot of caution flags.
About to pass Carl Edwards, who's just come back onto the racetrack after getting a radiator changed out in the garage. When will Junior pit, the leader?
Right. We all know that he wants to go until he can make it on one more stop, but I don't know if he can run that far.
Yeah, you want to stay out when your car's working that good and you're the leader. You want to try to stay out as long as you can.
Let's throw some of the numbers at you. Junior pitted at 107, but there were 26 laps of caution between then and now.
So should be able to add about 13 laps to 85. Should be able to run easily 100 miles, maybe a little bit more.
Here's Tony Stewart, giving up his top 10 spot for a pit stop. Matt?
Zippy told Tony, keep an eye on your fuel pressure gauge. They told him last time by, okay, let's pit. They're going to try to fix his race car, which is just way too tight in the center of the corner with a track bar adjustment. Shaggy Larson cranks on the track bar wrench. Jeff Gooch Patterson packs it full of fuel. He's away.
That's a great stop, making the chassis adjustment.
And you can see he was really struggling.
Yeah.
He was trying to get all four tires down on the apron, get that car to turn.
So as soon as they mentioned pitting, he said, yeah, let's
go.
Here comes the race leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is going to be with 109 laps to go.
Can't make it the rest of the way, I don't think. Matt, coming to you. They got to stop one more time after this, don't they?
Jeff Clark, the gas man who also helps calculate the fuel mileage for this 8 team, told me they will have to pit one more time. They can go 85 to 90 laps. As you see, they are finally going to make a wedge adjustment for Dale Earnhardt Jr. as they come around to the left side. Lugs are off. Tires going on. Solid stop by the 8 guys.
It was. Great stop. Yeah. With that kind of pressure on you, 13-second pit stops are easy to make for all these guys on pit road, but when you're the lead of the race, it's a lot more difficult.
Greg Biffle's in, Bill.
Looking for his second win of the season. The car just a little bit tight. Track bar adjustment and air pressure adjustment for Biffle. This could be a huge run for him. It was just down the road in Tucson, Arizona, where a guy named Benny Parsons discovered Greg Biffle. Now he comes to Phoenix, trying to get another win in the next Cup Series on his way.
You're a couple seconds slower than Junior. Actually, about a second and a half.
So Matt Kenseth is the race leader as the stops cycle around. There's Matt. Just behind him is Kurt Busch. And important here, should a caution come out, Jimmy Johnson is ahead of Matt. He's on the tail end of the lead lap at this point.
And there's Kurt Busch coming up on Matt Kenseth in a hurry, and there he goes.
I wonder if Matt was trying to get the pit road there.
That's a team player right there, letting Kurt Busch
get the points.
97 car get 5 points. Marty?
They just radioed to Kurt Busch that he said, when are we going to pit? He said about 4 or 5 laps. We're going to try to make it on one more stop. Kurt radioed back, said, let's do it. The car very good, clearly very fast at the end of the run here. And if we go green the rest of the way, this could really play into the 97's hands.
All right, so championship bonus points for Kurt Busch as he leads that lap at the start-finish line.
We talked about the 97 car at Richmond. Remember how dominant he was there in this very car? But remember, 9 laps to go, he ran out of fuel. Remember that?
Yeah. Earnhardt Jr. deceiving the standings for the moment because Earnhardt Jr. has made a green flag pit stop, and a lot of these other guys haven't yet in this cycle. Dale Jr. back in 25th place right now.
The best thing Junior's got going for him right now, he's a lap down, but he's in position to be the lucky dog. As a matter of fact, he and Casey Kane are battling for that position, the first car 1 lap down.
Which, when everything cycles out, that will be for the lead.
Yes.
This is going to be a nervous time for both those guys. They've made green flag pit stops, and the more laps that go before these other guys stop, opportunities for the caution to come out and throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing. Bill?
Wow, the 8 and the 24 going at it. Just a thought on the 17 and 6. They're going to stay out past lap 220, Alan. Then they will stop. Then they will be able to go the distance.
Wow. That's true. They can make it from there.
Yeah, they're out of sequence with everybody else because they were involved in trouble on the track and started pitting out of sequence. And now they might have out-sequenced himself right into a great situation.
Well, it sure sounds like it.
And we continue to talk about changing tires and how much better new tires are than used tires. We saw an example of that there when the 8 and 9 just blew by the 24 car. These cars, 8 and 9 on fresh tires, brand new tires, the 24 with about 80 or 90 miles on his tires.
Boy, so if Kenseth can stay out and then pit and be good to go the rest of the way on fuel.
Yeah, it just depends how much track position he loses right now, because you see how much faster that 8 car is.
Yeah, but if he makes one fewer pit stop than Junior and this one's green.
Yeah. Boy, if he can stop one less time, he's...
Yeah, but it looks like he stays out there another 10 laps, he's going to lose a lap.
Junior comes up to try and unlap himself to Kurt Busch. They're the lap since the last pit stop for the top 3 in the race right now. Jeff Gordon can go for a while.
Yeah. 97-17, but if they can run 8 more laps, I think they'll be okay. Well, they'll certainly try it, that's for sure.
So Junior's out of the danger zone. He's back on the lead lap to Kurt Busch anyway, should the caution come out.
That's right. And now he's got to be hoping for a caution flag because he's out of sequence. He can't make it the rest of the way, talking about the 8 cars, Junior. And cars out there that can make it on one more stop.
What's that like when you're out there in the car? Are you aware of the situation around you like that? Who's been in, who hasn't been, and who you're racing in those circumstances?
The way you can tell who's been in and who hasn't is because you're so much faster than everybody else. Obviously, when you come in on you get fresh tires and you're passing guys left and right, you know that they've been out there for a while. Usually you'll ask who you're racing, to your crew, but I'm sure Earnhardt knows that the 9 car, Casey Kane, who's been in this mirror a lot today, is one of those guys he's got to worry about right now.
And his crew would tell him, okay, 97's the leader. When you pass him, you're on the lead lap. And
Yeah, you get that information.
But Kurt Busch out in front of this race, involved in a spin earlier in the race that put a scare into Kurt. Said it was the worst move he'd made all season. Worst mistake he'd made all season. That was at lap 127. He fell to 29th place at the time. Michael Waltrip on pit road. And Elliott Sadler rejoining the race after repairs made to his car from the crash he was in at lap 153. 62 laps down, 41st place.
Dave?
Michael Waltrip's going to get an adjustment on that car. It's going to be a wedge adjustment in the left rear. His car had gone just a little bit tight, I think, and needs the 4 tires as well. Back off pit road.
Michael, one of those guys that got his track position back by not pitting at lap 144. And tip the cap to this crew. This is a backup car.
Yes, it is.
He had no time on it, did he? He didn't get any practice.
He got a few laps yesterday, yes. NASCAR allowed him to practice the car yesterday and go through inspection this morning.
Okay.
And while we watch Michael Waltrip's Napa onboard camera, here's our Napa race summary so far. As we are into the final third of this race here in Phoenix. Earnhardt Jr. has led the most laps today. Other drivers who've led: Newman, Jeff Gordon, Sadler, Elliott Sadler that is, Kurt Busch, and Matt Kenseth. Only a few cars out of the race. Matt Kenseth, Jeff Gordon.
Second spot right there. 4th second spot. Matt Kenseth holds it, and Gordon wants it.
It looks like the 97 and 17 have really backed off on their lap time now, trying to save some fuel to get to the point they can make it on one more stop.
See, that's what I'm saying. They're losing so much track position, too. Earnhardt's going to come around, and he's going to get that lap, and it's not going to matter. When you lose that much track position, if you wait that long, it could bite you. Dave?
Yeah, the 24 car is going to come in 5 laps, guys.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Interesting because he stopped so much later than some of these other guys. I guess he wants the fresh tires once they're in the window where they're good to the finish.
Because he knows the 1797 are going to be out there on fresh tires.
There's Jeff Gordon running along in second spot now, having gotten by Matt Kenseth. Is Kurt Busch out of gas?
Oh, no.
Well, he ran out at the right place if he is out of gas. Because he is on pit road.
And his pit stall is pretty early on the pit lane, so won't lose a lot of time there.
If he can get it refired.
One lap before they were going to pit, guys. It started to bobble. He said, I've got to come down pit road. It is still running. That's the good part, Wally. It's still running right now. He said, I've got to come right now. Out of fuel, 4 tires. Now he kills the engine, sitting here on pit road. The car a little bit tight. They put a pound in the right rear, spraying ether, also squirting gas right into the carburetor. He stalls it again on pit road. Now he fires it, stalls it again. He's gotten it fired twice. Now he's finally away.
That 4 or 5 seconds, though, hurts big time.
And that's Kenseth saw that. Robbie Reiser saw that and said, guys, let's hit pit road. Don't take a chance, Bill.
Robbie Reiser coaxed his driver to stay out for the extra laps they needed so they could make it to the finish. Around to the right side, this will be a 4-tire stop. They talked about changes to the car. Matt said the car's good, just gets a little loose off at the end. He's on his way.
They had to wait. Fill it up with gas. The tire changes were finished. Why are we going? Because it wasn't full of gas yet. And trust me, they're going to need to have a drop of that gas to make it the rest of the way.
And they told Matt, wait for me. You're going to have to wait for me before you go.
So this puts Jeff Gordon into the lead, and this is the race for second.
Bonnie takes it from Robbie Gordon.
And Jeff Gordon, now that's going to be the race for the lead because Jeff Gordon's coming to pit road. 88 laps to go. And a final pit stop for Jeff Gordon. It's going to take him a little bit to get to his pit box, Dave.
Because that's all the way down into turn number 1, Alan. Should get him through to the finish now on fuel. His car, again, loose off. That's the way they started today. That's the way Jeff's been complaining about it all day. But small tweaks